In the world of martial arts, the spotlight often shines brightest on the fighters. They are the stars of the big nights, the heroes fans celebrate, and whose stories move millions. However, MMA is not just about those inside the octagon. Behind the scenes and around the arena, there is an entire team of professionals whose dedication keeps the sport running with fairness, safety, and order. Among them, referees play a crucial role, acting as the guardians of the rules and ensuring the integrity of the fights and, most importantly, the safety of the athletes. But who are these referees? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave your like, because we'll learn more about this next. What is the role of a referee in the UFC? In the UFC, the referee's role is crucial to ensuring the safety of the fighters and the integrity of the match. This figure stands at the center of the octagon, watching every strike and movement, always ready to intervene when necessary. More than just declaring a winner, the referee's duty is to ensure that the rules are followed, protect athletes from excessive harm, and mediate the fights fairly. From stopping bouts at critical moments to enforcing penalties for illegal strikes, decisions must be quick, precise, and impartial. Reaching this position requires years of experience, practice, and technical knowledge. Many begin their journey as martial arts practitioners or competitors, which helps them understand the dynamics of a fight. The path includes specific training in the unified rules of MMA, participation in specialized courses, and obtaining licenses in jurisdictions that regulate the sport. Before reaching the UFC, it's common to gain experience in smaller events, which develops the ability to make decisions under pressure and handle intense situations. The role of a referee also comes with significant challenges. They must act confidently in moments of extreme tension, knowing that every decision will be scrutinized by fans, coaches, and the fighters themselves. Additionally, the responsibility of protecting the athletes while allowing the fight to continue at the limit demands balance and discernment. Professionals like Herb Dean and Marc Goddard are examples of those who have excelled in this role, helping shape the sport and becoming benchmarks in their performances. Although they often don't receive the recognition they deserve, these mediators are essential to MMA. Their presence ensures that fights take place in an organized, safe, and fair manner, protecting the athletes and preserving the spirit of the sport within the octagon. Referee Herb Dean. Herb Dean is one of the most respected and recognized referees in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA. Known for his firm presence and quick decisions inside the octagon. Born on September 30th, 1970, in Pasadena, California, Herb grew up in an environment that valued hard work, though his childhood was marked by financial challenges. Raised humbly, he showed an early interest in sports and combat, which would eventually shape his future career. Before becoming a referee, Herb had his own experience as a fighter. He trained in martial arts from a young age, particularly in disciplines such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing. His passion for the sport led him to compete professionally in MMA. Herb fought 5 times between 2001 and 2007, achieving victories and gaining first-hand knowledge of the sport's inner workings. This experience as a fighter gave him a unique understanding of fight dynamics and the importance of protecting athletes, an essential aspect of his career as a referee. The transition to officiating came naturally. During his years as a fighter, Herb was invited to referee smaller MMA events. He quickly stood out for the way he handled fights, ensuring both the safety of the athletes and the smooth flow of the bouts. His reputation grew, and he was called to officiate at larger organizations, including the UFC, where his skill and impartiality have been recognized worldwide. Over the years, Herb Dean has solidified his position as an essential figure in MMA. He has been responsible for officiating some of the most iconic fights in the sport's history, including bouts featuring legendary champions like Anderson Silva, John Jones, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Georges St-Pierre. His professional approach, combined with his ability to make tough decisions under pressure, has made him a benchmark in the sport. Beyond his work in the octagon, Herb is active outside of it, contributing to the growth of MMA. He gives lectures, trains new referees, and raises awareness about the importance of safety in the sport. His journey, which began in a humble childhood and included experiences as a fighter, demonstrates how dedication and passion can transform challenges into a successful career. Today, Herb Dean is much more than a referee. He is a symbol of excellence and respect within the world of mixed martial arts. Mike Beltran. Mike Beltran is a striking figure in the UFC, known for his imposing presence, his iconic beard, and his firm demeanor as a referee. Before taking on the role that made him famous in the world of mixed martial arts, Mike had a background as a fighter. He began his journey in the sport by training in disciplines like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and boxing, competing in local events in California. Although his career as an athlete was neither long nor widely recognized, it was enough for him to understand the challenges faced by those who step into the octagon, a perspective that would directly influence his role as a referee. After stepping away from competition, Mike decided to remain in the MMA world in a different capacity. He began working as a referee in smaller events, where he quickly stood out for his ability to maintain control of fights and make precise and impartial decisions. His technical knowledge, combined with his experience as a former fighter, allowed him to understand the nuances of the sport, enabling him to intervene at the right moments, whether to protect the athletes or to ensure the fight was fair. Over time, his reputation grew, and he began officiating at higher-profile events, eventually becoming a regular referee in renowned organizations, including the UFC. His distinctive style, attention to detail, and respect for the fighters cemented his status as one of the most reliable referees in the sport. Additionally, his memorable presence and iconic beard have made him an unforgettable figure for both fans and athletes alike. Mike Beltran is not just a referee. He is an example of how a passion for MMA can evolve into a successful career outside the octagon, while continuing to honor and preserve the integrity of the sport. Keith Peterson. Keith Peterson is one of the most respected referees in MMA, known for his serious approach and discreet yet effective presence in the octagon. Before stepping into his role as a referee, Keith had a long history with martial arts, wrestling from a young age and later delving into the MMA world as the sport was gaining popularity. He also trained in boxing and jiu-jitsu, gaining a deep understanding of fight dynamics. Although he never competed professionally, his experience as a practitioner provided him with a solid foundation to interpret what happens in a fight, understanding both the risks and the strategies employed by fighters. Keith's transition to officiating was natural, as he sought a way to stay close to the sport without competing directly. He began working at smaller regional events, where he caught attention for his keen eye and ability to make quick, accurate decisions. One of his trademarks as a referee is his neutrality and consistency in interventions, which earned him the trust of larger organizations and elite fighters. Keith eventually made it to the UFC, where he became known not only for his technical competence but also for his seriousness. Referee Marc Goddard. Marc Goddard, one of the most respected and recognized referees in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, was born in Glasgow, Scotland, but it was in Birmingham, England, that his passion for the sport began to take shape. From a young age, he displayed an affinity for physical activities and combat sports, which led him to pursue a career in MMA as a fighter before transitioning to refereeing. His journey in the sport began as an athlete, competing at a time when MMA was still establishing itself as a global discipline. With a professional record of 7 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw, Goddard gained first-hand experience in the octagon, overcoming challenges and learning the nuances of fighting through practice. Despite his dedication as a competitor, Goddard decided to end his career as a fighter to explore other ways to contribute to the sport he loved so much. This transition wasn't an abandonment, but an evolution. He saw refereeing as a way to use his technical knowledge and experience to make a positive impact on MMA, helping to maintain fighter safety and the integrity of the matches. With this vision in mind, he began preparing for the role of referee, immersing himself in the study of the unified rules of MMA and dedicating himself to understanding the sport's technical and strategic aspects deeply. Goddard's journey as a referee began in smaller MMA events, where he honed his skills in a less intense but equally challenging environment. His experience as a former fighter gave him an undeniable advantage. He understood how athletes think, what they feel under pressure, and how to identify subtle signs of danger during a fight. Over time, his firm demeanor, precise decisions, and commitment to fighter safety caught the attention of promoters and larger organizations. The recognition came with the opportunity to officiate events in the UFC, the largest MMA organization in the world. In the most famous Octagon on the planet, Goddard quickly stood out, being assigned to high-stakes fights, including title bouts and clashes between some of the sport's biggest names. His ability to make quick and fair decisions under extreme pressure solidified his position as an authoritative figure in MMA. He is frequently praised for his impartiality and his skill in maintaining order in fights that often carry immense emotional weight. Beyond his work inside the Octagon, Marc Goddard is also known for his involvement in the development of MMA on a global level. He is committed to training and educating new referees, sharing his vast experience and detailed understanding of the sport. For him, refereeing is a responsibility that goes beyond enforcing rules. It is a way of protecting athletes and ensuring that MMA is practiced with respect, safety, and fairness. Goddard has faced challenges throughout his career, including criticism and controversial decisions, which are inevitable in such a dynamic sport. However, he has always remained steadfast in his professional ethics, prioritizing the integrity of the sport and the safety of the fighters above all. Today, he is widely recognized as one of the best referees in MMA history, a figure who embodies the balance between authority and respect within the Octagon. These professionals, along with many others working in smaller or regional organizations, play essential roles in MMA. They ensure that fights are conducted within the rules, protect the athletes, and help preserve the integrity of the sport. While fighters take center stage, it is important to acknowledge that without the presence of dedicated referees, MMA could not operate with the safety and organization it enjoys today. But what about you? What do you think of these referees? Share your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our upcoming content. A big hug, and see you next time.